World of Light is great, but a lot of people also love the Subspace Emissary. What could be next? Block content. What's happening, my Block buddies? Welcome to a brand new episode of Block Content. My name is Callum, and this is going to be your content for today. Alright, today is a really special day for me personally, because probably I just wrapped shooting on my feature film, which is really great. We have a lot of work ahead of us with visual effects and stuff like that. But yeah, I've wrapped. I'm recording this beforehand, of course, but I hope you guys really enjoy the content that is about to happen, because it's going to blow you guys' mind. Anyways, today we're talking about World of Light and Subspace Emissary. Two, of course, really great adventure modes within Super Smash Bros., but I really want to have a little bit more and a look to the future, something that could maybe be added to Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. I don't know, let's watch and find out. For those of you guys who love giveaways, we are giving away a Piranha Plant plushie. Remember to like this video, subscribe to Blocked Content, and comment down below to enter for the giveaway at 50k. It's going really fast. Hashtag Plant Gang, Plant Boys. Alright guys, let's dive into the Subspace Emissary and World of Light. Now, one of the things that I truly loved about the way that they, revealed Subspace Emissary, it was this gigantic mode that was just teased with the This World teaser. If you guys were on the Super Smash Bros. Dojo back in the day, you guys know that Sakurai was teasing this mode in a very special way. Tiny updates throughout the months, throughout the weeks, and just seeing tiny glimpses of the game mode, which I really loved. And then, of course, when Subspace Emissary came out, we knew that it was this gigantic adventure. Felt a lot like the Avengers. You had Mario, Pit, you had Link, Yoshi, and Kirby all going on this gigantic adventure. Then, of course, every character almost had its dues in the story. Everyone had tiny bits of roles to play. There was this whole Samus part where, you had to kind of free Pikachu and then get in a big battle with Ridley. I totally loved everything about Subspace Emissary, except, of course, the big maze at the end. I thought that was handled a little bit poorly, but yeah, there's a lot of, definitely a lot of freedom in that mode that I completely loved. The villain side of it was also awesome, seeing Ganondorf and Bowser there teaming up, and then Master Hand, then even Taboo, so the evil got even greater. And one of the best things about the Subspace Emissary, I don't even tell you guys, but yeah, it was, of course, the cutscenes. That was one of the biggest things about the Subspace Emissary that made everyone want to play the game. Now, a lot of people are not that well, known for loving the Subspace Emissary as much as other people, because I feel like Subspace Emissary as a whole has gotten critiqued about the action stages, the stages where you basically fight characters throughout the world, fight Goombas and all these other creative enemies that Sakurai came up with. But I actually really love those stages in Super Smash Bros. Brawl. I feel like they're really fleshed out. I feel like I love the worlds. However, I would have loved to see a whole lot more Nintendo representation within that game mode. If you look at the World of Light, I feel like it has a lot of nods to previous games, to other games, to Street Fighter, to Pokemon. I love those little touches that you were even in a Castlevania type of stage, and I would just wish that those two ideas could kind of mesh together, right? That we have a game mode that is a little bit like World of Light in terms of this big map, and then we have levels like the Subspace Emissary. I feel like, in general, the Subspace Emissary is by far, my favorite of the two. Now, I also, of course, really loved the adventure mode game mode in Super Smash Bros. Melee. I think that was handled really, really well. You, of course, have the Super Mario stage, the Mushroom Kingdom, and then you have the Zelda stage, the Temple. You have a couple of other cool things, but mostly those two things are very, very special, and you have a whole lot of things to do in those stages. A little bit of freedom, fighting other characters, fighting, all these colored Yoshis. I think that that's really fun. They took it to the next level with the Subspace Emissary, chasing the Hellbird, and the whole storyline with DDD and Luigi and Ness being the only ones left. I think that there's so many story beats, big bosses like Rayquaza, that just never really got to that height in the World of Light. Yeah, I love that Super Smash Bros. Ultimate kind of brought back big bosses. I love that there are bosses like Ganon in there and, other great, awesome bosses, but I don't really feel like they reached the heights of Super Smash Bros. Brawl's the Subspace Emissary adventure mode. I don't think that will ever be captured quite like that again, because all these different companies that work on the Smash Brothers series, all these characters that they lend out, essentially, they have all these different codes, they have these things that they would and wouldn't do. So just to see a mountaintop that has characters like Game & Watch aside, with characters like Rob, Marth, Snake even from back in the Brawl days, I mean, that'll probably never happen again. But I feel like if we are going to do another adventure mode, Sakurai kind of has to know that what made the adventure mode special from Super Smash Bros. Brawl, I feel, was just seeing all those characters interact with one another. To see the Pokemon trainer and Lucas, go on an adventure together. I feel like even, the battle between the Ice Climbers and Meta Knight, and then, of course, Lucario joining in, I think that is really special, something that you will never really see in gaming again. But Super Smash Bros. Has a really special place in gaming where they are actually able to kind of house all that creative freedom. So if Sakurai comes up with a cool way to put all these characters into a new game again, then I would love for him to create a big kind of Avengers type of story mode where there is an overarching story where you get to play as every single character, and maybe even, for World of Light DLC, I think it would be great to add more spirits as more characters come in, but I would definitely love it if there's another adventure mode. And of course, we'll have to wait for another Smash game for another adventure mode. Now, back in the day, I know you guys know that if you've been following Blocked content, I was involved with a Smash Brothers fan game a couple of years ago, maybe like a decade ago, that was called Super Nuke Brothers Melee, and I was the lead designer animator on the project. It was so much fun to create assets for the game and to create animations for all the characters that I've loved growing up, and also some characters that never were in Super Smash Brothers until that time. I mean, I made a moveset for Ridley before Ridley was even in Super Smash Brothers Ultimate, as well as a moveset for Cloud in his Final Fantasy Advent Children costume before he was even in Super Smash Bros. For Wii U and 3DS. So it was a really special experience. I'm going to talk about that a little bit later in the future videos. We're going to do a documentary series, but there was an adventure mode in there, and that's an idea that I think that Super Smash Bros. Could take for the future. The adventure mode was called The Pursuers of the Gems, and it was basically this idea where, a lot like, collecting all the Dragon Balls or the Chaos Emeralds or, of course, the Infinity Stones, the bad guy wanted to collect all these gems that basically form together to, create a new power source for the planet. And if you inherit one of these gems yourself, it will give you power yourself, So you basically have the power of planets. Now, I feel like such a global stakes story could fit really well with Smash Brothers. I like the idea of fighting the light and fighting the dark in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, but the designs of Galeem and the designs of Darkon aren't ones to really write home about. I love the final battle where you have to do this platforming section. I wish a lot more of World of Light were, a little bit more platforming focused and had this really great polish to them. Fighting other players as Master Hand was definitely a highlight, but it never really got to those kinds of gigantic heights that the Subspace Emissary had. So taking some new ideas, some new story mode ideas, putting all these characters in a new situation where they have so much more to do, a lot of characters to interact with. I mean, if you just think about how many more characters we have now in Ultimate than we've had in Super Smash Bros. Brawl or even Smash for Wii U, and if you even think we're getting more characters than that, we're getting Joker and we're getting 4 more characters at the least. We've talked about 2 other fighter passes coming, so that would even up the total to 15 more characters. So that would be incredibly crazy. Creating an adventure mode that incorporates all of them is going to be hard. I feel like they did what they could for World of Light. So if there's another Smash game after Super Smash Ultimate, which of course we all know there will be, but it will probably not be Sakurai that will helm the project, it will probably be someone else, I feel like a smaller roster would probably give a lot more open opportunities for something like a story mode that is, rich in character interaction, with boss battles, with story, with big cutscenes, because I think that's what every fan kind of wants with their big crossovers. They want to see how these dream matchups kind of come together. And I think Subspace Emissary did a lot of things really right with that, because seeing the team of Captain Olimar and Captain Falcon, that's just a great matchup that, you know, you couldn't really come up with that from the top of your head, but it works so well. And just diving a little bit deeper into that, like we have almost a Super Smash Bros. Feature film, because yeah, if we're gonna do a new story mode and it has new cutscenes, it'll have basically the quality of cutscenes that we've been getting from Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, which of course have been crazy amazing. Just look at the reveal trailer for Simon and for Richter, then you'll see the crazy quality that goes into those videos. So I would definitely love more cutscenes, a Subspace Emissary kind of side-scrolling mode when you fight enemies. So let me know in the comments down below what you really want out of your story modes. It's a very special thing to me. It's one of the things within the Smash Bros. Games that I'm most looking forward to when a new one gets announced. So remember, if you aren't yet a member of the Block Content family yet, click the subscribe button and all the news and fun you care about will be delivered daily to you. So remember to hit that bell for notifications. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you around the corner where there's always more blocked content. And now I'll take a little bit of a rest because I've been filming a movie for about 2 weeks now and doing block content and doing a band. I am a little bit done now. There'll probably be a video tomorrow. See you guys.